What's up? What's up? What's up? Um, well, so today I'm going to be talking about um the currency markets. I'm going to be doing a pre-market analysis. I'm going to be checking what we are going to be expecting as of the coming weeks. So let's get right into it. So first things first, let's get um let's get so we do have the volatility scheduled for next week. Today is on Sunday the 5th, so I'm going to be checking for the volatility schedule as of next week. I can see that on Monday we have nothing of high impact. We just have the Swiss franc medium impact. We have nothing USD either medium or high impact on Tuesday. We just have something on Wednesday. We have the 10-year bond auction on Wednesday. Nothing until the unemployment claims at 3:30 on Thursday. So it's going to be a pretty nice week. Yeah. So let's check on the chart, what the chart is telling us. So this is the dollar index. This is the dollar index chart, monthly chart. So basically, we just had the non-farm payrolls come out on Friday. I've been expecting something to 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 be shown on that specific day, so that it can give me a clear view going ahead on the next month, or on this current month that we are trading at. So the dollar has been dropping pretty nicely. That was in the past few months, and then a huge consolidation. We've had quite a choppy consolidation for the past few months. But something interesting is that we found support on this monthly bullish fair value gap right here, and we gave off a reaction of this bullish fair value gap. We invalidated the sell side imbalance closing above it last month, that is. So this is an inversion fair value gap. So I'm going to be using this inversion fair value gap to frame my trades, to frame any dollar trade I'm going to be having, depending on the liquidity that is going to be supported by that chart. So we do have this inversion that we closed above. We do have this buy side liquidity that we do have this buy side liquidity we have this buy side liquidity on the monthly chart. So this basically what I'm going to be targeting. We will want to see this buy side liquidity taken out. So I'm bullish on the dollar, so I'm going to be bearish on most currencies. I'm going to also be reacting on indices depending on the charts, depending on the liquidity on the chart. So when we found support on this inversion right here, that is this month, we are just a few days in. Today is on 5th. So we just had 3 trading days of this month, which is good. And the NFP just shot down. The NFP just shot down to the bullish, to this inversion fair value gap. We did respect the consequent encroachment of the fair value gap. We did respect it. I'm not going to put a lot of lines on this. I'm just going to be showing you what I do. Before I click a button, I click a buy or sell button. So on this dollar, we can see that when we are dropping down on this inversion, we did go quite below the consequent encroachment, and immediately started pulling back. That is a nice reaction. That is a nice reaction. Monthly chart is not as clear, so I'll drop down to the weekly chart. The weekly is going to be a little bit more clearer. So this inversion right here on the monthly got respected quite nicely. We are still currently trading at that inversion. So we have this weekly fair value gap. Yes, we did close below the inversion. We did close below this bullish fair value gap. I really didn't expect a closure below this bullish fair value gap. I wanted it to be respected by the bodies of the by this week's body of this candle, but the fact that we are still in this inversion gives me more view on being bullish to this buy side right here, yes. I didn't quite get why we closed below, but coming to this week, coming to tomorrow's trading, that is Monday, I'm going to be expecting some downfire, just something small, and then we start working our way up. So the weekly is quite not that clear yet, but it's showing something. When I drop down to the daily, that is where it was interesting. Now I couldn't frame something on the weekly because of this bullish fair value gap right here on this daily fair value gap right there. So now, as of this coming month, as of this trading month, depending on how we are going to be trading Mondays and Tuesdays price action, I'm going to be targeting just some small shorts. If we can open and short, the dollar opens and tanks just a little bit and then starts working our way up, that's fine. So this is the first target that I'm going to be having. This is the first target. So now, this was NFP. This was Friday. This was NFP. It did good. I expected a drawback from the NFP. A lot of people were expecting the dollar to keep shorting, but it was not the case. Okay, it's not going to be the case since every NFP. Okay, it's not every NFP. My understanding tells me that NFP performs the Judas swing for the month, for that trading month. So if I'm bullish, I would expect, if I'm bullish on this month, I will expect NFP to drop down fast before start working our way up. And if I'm bearish, I would expect NFP to shoot up and then start working our way up during the volatilities of that trading month, depending on when it's scheduled and when you're trading. So now this bullish fair value gap on the daily right here, let's see, let me see. We did touch half of that fair value gap and immediately started drawing back from it. Now that is good for me. Now I can frame a trade from this daily chart, and especially since we are in this inversion, we are inside of this weekly inversion. A weekly inversion and a daily bullish fair value gap gives me nothing but bullishness for the rest of for the rest of the month until we take out the buy side liquidity. So now I'm going to be trading EU, GU. Gold says otherwise, but I'm going to go over the charts, over the dollar charts that has the kind of the same kind of moves, or the same kind of volatility with this dollar, anything that is dollar based. So now onto the 4-hour chart. It was quite nice. The 4-hour chart was quite nice. So let me get this. Let me get this off. So now this is what I'm targeting. The buy side liquidity. This buy side liquidity above here. This is the long-term view. These relative equal highs on the daily, on the 4 hours, they're so clean, they're so sweet. So this is just my short-term target. So I'm going to be targeting this first before I maybe leave a runner to go to hit my buy side. But this is a pretty nice move. This is going to maybe keep us up and running for maybe the next 1-2 months. It can happen. It can happen maybe in a month, but I wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't expect that it happens immediately within this month. But it's something definitely we can trade for this and the next month. So the 4-hour, this 4-hour candle that rejected from the daily, from this daily's fair value gap and hitting its consequent encroachment, is going to be the this candle is going to be the only one I'm going to be looking for trades, for bullish trades. I don't expect this low to be taken out, this sell side liquidity. I don't expect it to be taken out, since we have already performed a significant amount of price action here. It's not that clear yet. I don't have any bullish fair value gaps on a 4-hour. It's just a weak rejecting. So I can say I can see all the way from the 4-hour that these are rejection block on the lower time frames. So dropping down to a 60-minute chart. Is telling me something different. It's telling me something. It's telling me something like this. Now, this fair value gap on the 1 hour is going to act as my inversion, and I'm going to frame my trade from this 1 hour inversion, this right here. That inversion right there. So I'm expecting a closure above. So if we do open today and close above, then drop down, maybe almost to these zones and reject from it, then I can now start looking for something from these zones. Now the 1 hour chart is not that clear. It's not that clear based because there is no bullish fair value gap just yet. I'm looking for that bullishness. Now we are on the 4th day of this trading month. So if I do set up my chart on the 1st of May, the 1st of this month, this is this month's opening price. So the anatomy of a candlestick states that if you're bullish, you would expect, if you're bullish on any chart, whether be monthly, weekly, or daily, whichever chart you're looking at, you are going to be, if you're expecting a bullish month or a bullish week, you expect an open and a low first before you look for your buying opportunities. Now we have opened and we have dropped down, but now we are in pretty discounted prices right now. So we have the 104,800, we have the 104,600. I'm going to be looking for something down here to look for my bullishness. So on this 1 hour chart, we don't have a fair value gap just yet, because we haven't closed above this bearish fair value gap. I'm gonna drop down slowly. 45 minutes, still nothing yet. Now on a 30 minutes is going to be my high time frame structure. So we did close above this 30-minute fair value gap right there. We did close above this 30-minute fair value gap. Let me get that out of the way. So now 30 minutes is as far as I go down below. 30 minutes is as far as I go down below. You can see NFP at 8:30 on Friday. It dropped down, hitting that consequent encroachment on the daily fair value gap, and immediately we started rejecting from it. So this created that 4-hour week. So now I can see we have also respected this 30-minute fair value gap. So 30 minutes is as far as I go. So now I don't expect, okay, I don't expect any drop down further, depending just based on this chart. But if we do go down below, and especially on this Sunday's opening on Sunday going into Monday, maybe we can have a volume imbalance, just drop down and take out this short-term sell side liquidity here. We can have something like so, and then still respect this inversion, and most likely this bullish fair value gap over here. I would want to see this one get respected. Yes, we can drop down, but weak backup. I would like to see that happen. But if not, I'm still going to be framing on this 30-minute. So now I have had my view on this chart. So I'm going to be looking at EU, GU, any chart that has dollar on it. So maybe USD JPY, USD CHF, USD whatever, anything that has USD. So now on this chart, I basically have nothing to check on. On a 15 minute, is pretty clean. 15 minutes is pretty clean. Now this is the rejection block. You see this week, this 15 minute candle, we have this week. So this is as far as I would like to see price go down. This is as far as I would like to see it go down. It never has to violate this low. It never has to violate this low. I would not want to see this low get violated. It's a structural low. So this week is going to be as far as we drop down if we are bullish. Any closure below this low, now I'm still going to be bearish, but this is not the case. This is not the case right here. So okay, now I was trading live on this day. I was expecting something like this. I had mentioned it on, I had logged it on my trading journal on Telegram. I was expecting bearish moves on dollar, on euro dollar, and on GBP USD. So I shorted the euro dollar on Friday. I'm going to be holding it for until we meet our targets. Now I'm gonna check on it real quick. All right. So here we do have this euro dollar. Now everything else that is on the dollar, everything I've done on the dollar is just exactly the opposite of what I'm going to be doing here. So if I'm bullish on the dollar, I'm bearish on the euro dollar. Now let me quickly take you over this euro dollar. So okay, right there. So on this euro dollar, too many lines. hold on. Okay, let me just put it like that. So this is last month's trading. This is last month's trading right here. This is last month's trading. Now this is the previous month. This is the previous month's low. Now I dumped this as my immediate rebalance. So this is my previous month's immediate rebalance. Now, why do I say this? So I wasn't expecting this high to be taken out, but I was expecting it, at least we could stab into it and draw back. So I saw that that happened during NFP. So I never got into the buys. Now, the reason as to why I was so sure that we are going to be shorting from these zones up here is the fact that we had this bullish fair value gap on a monthly. The same case as the same case as the dollar index. So DXY, let me put up a chart. Let me just compare with the euro dollar. Okay. Okay, so here it is. So you see this monthly inversion on the dollar, this bearish fair value gap on the dollar is the same one on the euro dollar right here. It's the same one. Let me just switch up these charts just a bit. Okay, so let me switch this one to DXY since I'm looking at Euro USD. Okay, so here we go. So this is that fair value gap on the monthly, that inversion on the dollar. So this candle, if I put it to the candle on the euro dollar, so we have this candle which is corresponding with this one. So this fair value gap is this one right here. So when we pushed above it, the euro dropped down below it, found support, then rejected, and then we closed below while the dollar was closing above. So it is evident to me that we have to buy. So that is why I was so sure that we are going to be having a lot of rejections, and especially on NFP. I never traded the buys. So back to my euro dollar chart. So this is my my immediate rebalance on the previous month, dropping down to the weekly. So this is that price is my immediate rebalance on the monthly chart. Now this is my daily OB, my daily order block. I had mapped out order flow. Okay, I was too chicken to short all the way from up here. I was too chicken to short all the way from up here. I just feared it, but we'll have more. So when we drop down, this last up close candle, the opening price of it, that's my order block. We hit it cleanly and rejected from it. Now that kind of price action is key to me, because these high time frame zones where I'm expecting rejections, I'm going to be looking on low time frames to frame my risk, have a low risk and a high reward. So if I'm targeting the buy side liquidity on the dollar index, if I'm targeting my buy side liquidity on this dollar index right here above these prices, I'm also going to be expecting to sell short on the euro dollar below this price and below this price. So this is my first sell side liquidity. So we've had how many, 1, 2, 3 weeks of a push up. So I'm expecting next week to start to close bearish. I'm expecting next week to close bearish, and the following week maybe, but this is as far as I can see. I can see as far as next week. I'm expecting a bearish closure next week. So on the daily, So that's my immediate rebalance on the monthly. You can see how we clean rejected off of it. Now this fair value gap, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it when we get prices down here. So I'm going to remove it as of now. As of now, I'm going to remove it. So this is my only view. Anything in between from this low and this high is not going to be valid. If I'm going to be taking any buys, they are going to be short term. So short term, I'm going to be full on bearish on this one. So on the daily chart, we have this huge daily imbalance, but more specifically, we had this inversion right here. I'm avoiding to put in too many things so that it can be clear. So you can see that this bullish fair value gap, how we came and found support and pushed up, taking out the buy side and immediately dropping down, invalidating the buys. We invalidated the buys, and now this became our inversion, and we came and stabbed right into it, respecting the consequent encroachment cleanly. We passed above it, but still good. It's still good, and especially on the rejection. So I'm not going to be using this fair value gap anymore. Maybe if we do get above here, we can look for something on this fair value gap. But as of now, depending on this price action we've gotten on this chart, on this daily chart, I'm looking to be bearish. So let's see what the 4 hour is saying. So the 4 hour was something I was expecting, had something I was expecting to happen. Let me just get this off the way. So this 4 hour fair value gap, yes, we did close above it and still dug into this wide 4 hour fair value gap. It's still good because it's still a bearish fair value gap. Now the fact that we hit the daily order block, the opening, we hit the monthly, it was the daily. The fact that we hit the daily OB, no, it was a week. it was a weekly. The fact that we hit a weekly OB and rejected from it, and seeing that rejection on a 4 hour, and especially the bodies of the candle respecting that OB was nice. That was nice. Now I dropped down to my 60-minute chart, and we have the same price action as the dollar. So the 60-minute chart looked like this. So this is my immediate rebalance on the monthly. Let me just have this. I'm having dirty charts, but this is how I trade. Don't mind me, as long as I understand it. Okay. So here we go. So let me get off that buy side. We already took it out, so that is of no use to me anymore. So this huge fair value gap on a 1 hour, I'm expecting it to be invalidated. Now we saw our fair value gap on a 30 minutes chart on the dollar index. We had that on a 30 minutes chart where we closed above this fair value gap. Now let me see if the 30 minute on euro dollar is performing the same. No. So the euro dollar still has respected that. I'm not expecting any more buys. I'm not expecting any more buys, since I don't expect the dollar to take out that low. I'm not expecting the dollar to take out this low. So I'm not expecting the euro to take out this high anyway. So if you're shorting from here, your stop has to be all the way above. It has to be all the way above. Yes, we can take out this buy side, yes, but we still need to see that drawback. But we don't have to see closures above these zones from these zones. Everything has to be rejected. So